What's up, guys? This is Lucid Rain, and today we're going to talk about basically rituals, like mostly
At 3
fictional
a.m.
ones, at 3 a.m. And we're gonna probably bring up a few that are like, yeah, that's definitely not real, and then there'll be a few that are like, maybe that is real, maybe it's not. But basically, none of these are like, yeah, that's definitely a thing. So, oh, and keep in mind we recorded this once before, so we are regurgitating some things. But anyway, let's get started. So, Bloody Mary. I'm gonna start with this. Bloody Mary. Now we know it as like, you say your name whatever amount of times in a mirror and like hope something happens. That which is stupid as fuck. But the original Bloody Mary was so you would walk. So women, it was basically, I don't know if men could do it. I assume they could, but basically women would walk up the stairs with a candle in their hand in the dark with uh, a mirror pointing toward them in their hand, and they would walk up the stairs backwards, which sounds somewhat dangerous, I guess. And if you walk up the stairs backwards and if you see a face in the mirror, that would be the person that they would end up marrying, at like someday. The other thing you could see is a skull or like a skeleton or death, and if you see that, that means you're going to die before you marry anyone. So that was original Bloody Mary, which I think makes a lot more sense, and there's a benefit from it of doing it, unlike, you know, a lot of other rituals, including new Bloody Mary. So
Yeah. Bloody Mary is kind of one of those urban legends that I think people made to scare people. Like, you gotta say her name in the mirror and then she's gonna kill you. It just reeks of like the Ring type of energy.
yeah, it's like, what's the point?
Videotape in your TV and someone will crawl out.
Yeah.
It's like, it has that same type of energy in it.
Yeah, it does. It also, it kind of comes from the like original Bloody Mary aside, like, in somewhat modern times. It probably comes from like the age of just rumors.
Let me say this too, dude. Things like Bloody Mary, there's like no definitive way. Like, I've heard you say the name 3 times. I've heard 12. I've like heard different numbers and different ways to do it. And like, you have to light candles. You don't have to light candles. You have to turn all the power off in the house. You only have to turn the lights off in the bathroom. Like, I've heard so many different things.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of variations of it. Like, there's like no.
Personally, I've
thing.
tried it before. I don't know if you have, but I've tried it before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have, like, when I was really young, like ages ago, but that was it.
Yeah, I've tried it before. Obviously, nothing happened. I didn't. I was hoping nothing happened.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a lose-lose situation if it.
Yeah, literally.
If it did happen, I probably wouldn't even be talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole not rumor, like, legend is like she's could jump through the mirror and claw your eyes out and kill you. It's like, why would I do that, and why would I want that? It's just like, what the fuck? What is the point? Like, I don't understand rituals that are like fictional or not. It's like, why would I do that?
Let me say this too. If that were a real thing, you would have at least a couple cases every year of kids just in the bathroom found with their eyes gouged out.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of a single case of that. And I'm pretty sure that's something that you could search very easily and find.
Yeah.
Because that'd be a pretty rare, case to just find a kid.
It would be documented.
Yeah, that's one of those. I think if we were the Mythbusters, we would say myth busted.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right. Did you have any other rituals you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I do, but you can do one, since I just talked about Bloody Mary.
Okay. This is a ritual that is pretty much in popular culture at this point, and I don't know if you'd necessarily call it a ritual in like in the same aspect as like Bloody Mary, but Ouija boards.
Yeah, basically rituals.
And, yeah, I mean, I'd say that's probably as ritualistic as it gets, and I don't know if there's necessarily tangible evidence, but I mean, there's more evidence that has something to it than something like Bloody Mary, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
it has a horrible stigma connected to it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it does.
And I think it's kind of crazy because it's hit popular culture. I've seen people wearing these shirts that are like I guess supposed to be like how weird ads in like the 60s, like instructional ads for kids. And it's like, devil, do seances with your friends and shit like that.
Oh
It's like,
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen those.
I've seen a lot of different things, and especially in movies, people using Ouija, you know. You could go to Hot Topic or Spencer's and find a Ouija board, probably. Like,
Probably.
you know, you see them on T-shirts. You see people getting the piece. It looks like a guitar pick. I don't know what the piece is actually called. Maybe we could look that up.
Yeah, I don't know what that's called or if it even has a name.
Yeah, but I see people wearing those as necklaces, getting them tattooed, you know. Like, it's like a popular flash art item.
Right. I mean, it's like,
And,
it's kind of, I don't know if iconic is the word, but it's like super recognizable. Like everyone knows what a Ouija board is, whereas not everyone knows what like Bloody Mary is. Most people do, but like more people know about Ouija boards.
yeah, it's pretty much taken on a life of its own. It's almost as recognizable as like tarot cards. Which tarot cards, I wouldn't really call that a ritual because it's like divination. So there's kind of like a clear difference there.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could call it somewhat of a ritual, but I wouldn't really consider reading tarot like a ritual. You know,
Yeah, I wouldn't
of
consider that a ritual.
But I don't know. Have you ever played with the Ouija board at all, or like seen them, or
I haven't.
anything
No,
like that?
I've never like done anything. I've never even had a Ouija board, so. But I'm
My
really
sister-
cautious with stuff like that, so I probably wouldn't mess with one, to be honest. I'm just kind of superstitious like that, so.
Yeah, my sister used to live in this apartment, and there was a bunch of rumors surrounding it about people dying in it, and her saying that she would get scratched, and she saw shit, and she played with the Ouija board in there. I used to sleep over there all the time, and I'll say this: most of the time, I'd pass out because I'd drink over there, and usually I'd be really drunk, and then I'd fall asleep because I'm just like, you know, drunk as hell. But
Yeah.
I never noticed anything in the apartment, never noticed anything. And there was one night she played with the Ouija board with my little cousin there, and he's just freaking out. So I'm going upstairs with him, down the stairs with him, like talking to him, like, dude, it's not real, you know, like calm down. As to whether it's real or not, you know, I guess that's to be seen. I mean, I don't know how you necessarily prove something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually. I don't really think it's provable. Just the fact that.
Yeah.
In no cases does the thing move by itself. It's always people having their hands on it.
Yeah, it's just people. You know, there's countless videos on YouTube of people like Ouija board actually works. Oh man, and it's like just them moving the thing with their hands, and it's just like it's moving on its own. It's like, is it now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you could argue that it's authentic. You could argue that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's definitely not real.
But like, I was just reassuring him, like,
yeah,
it's not real. You have no reason to be crying, no reason to freak out. But he was probably in 5th grade, and they're playing with that, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that would scare me in 5th grade.
Yeah, he was losing it, and then it was warranted, I guess. I had to sit there and babysit him, like, stop crying, buddy. Like, it's fucking
Yeah.
fine. And they're just playing, oh, oh. I'm just like, what the fuck? And I'm pretty sure I called my sister a dumb fuck. I'm like, you got this kid fucking crying in here. Are you too fucking stupid not to do that shit? Like, do that shit when it's all adults around, not when the fucking little kid is there.
Yeah,
like, what the
right.
fuck are you thinking? But I've had a little bit of experience with them. I wouldn't go out of my way to play with one because I just don't really see the benefit of it.
I mean, there kind of isn't any benefit to it.
There's a bunch of other esoteric ways that you can do stuff, and different actual rituals, that shamans can teach you, and like a lot of native tribes people, and even like neo-pagan things that would accomplish the same thing, and people have essentially been doing them for hundreds of years. So I would trust something like that, where people actually have been practicing it for a long time, rather than a fucking board with letters on it.
Yeah, right.
So pretty much the only reason I wouldn't do it is because I don't see the point in using a cheap piece of fucking cardboard when there's people that have religious beliefs and could pass knowledge on to you that
well, it's the ease of use
to them.
It's like, because for
it's
those,
also a game.
yeah, pretty much.
People play it up for scares, and
yeah,
it's
for
kind of
sure.
like we're recording this in the beginning of September, so it's spooky season, and people go crazy with that shit. Just like you open up Facebook and Instagram about my spooky shit, pumpkin spice, like fucking people like the Michael Myers mask memes are in full swing, and all the Halloween and spooky things, shit. And truthfully, I'm gonna go off topic just for a second, but it's still on topic. I hate the idea that occult and esoteric things are always dark, dingy, and like spooky and connected with negativity, death.
Yeah.
Like, I hate the idea of that, and I hate that people see it like that, because it's just as bright and ordinary as anything else,
Yeah, I mean, you have the media to blame for that.
Occult is a pretty blanket term for a lot of different things. Same thing with esoteric.
Yeah.
But majority of things, like if we're talking about magic and different belief systems, I mean, honestly, they're just as normal as shit like Christianity and Islam and Judaism. I mean, we could talk about that too. When you go to a mass, it's literally a ritual the whole time. When you're going to a synagogue, you're doing a bunch of rituals. You're reading psalms. Like you're facing different ways. When you're going to a mosque, you're literally kneeling in different positions based off of the sun. Like, that's fucking a most ritualistic thing in the fucking world.
Yeah, I mean,
and especially you cite things. If you're a Catholic, you intake the blood of Christ personified, the body of Christ, personified, like as in bread and wine. Like, I don't know how you wouldn't say that's not a ritual. You listen to people say excerpts of a book that is supposed to be a holy book. Like, people look down upon anything. Like, it goes along with the conditioning of the occult being negative, dark, evil.
Yeah.
Like, just even further this, you go into church, what is there? you have a cross hanging, you have a crucifix hanging, and then you have candles lit all around you, right? There's an altar, and then there's 2 candles lit in front of it. Certain times, they literally are burning frankincense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're literally burning. What do you burn when you're doing ritualistic cleansings? You burn sage. I mean, what's the fucking difference? Like, you're burning you're burning a spice essentially. Like,
it's just like constant conditioning from everything else, pretty much.
yeah, it really is conditioning, because you think of this shit like Ouija and all that. I mean, you pretty much have a predisposition to not trust it and to think, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
Like, most things in the world, especially that, like things like that, I don't know if you can necessarily call them bad. They just are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna get
I
into some of the other rituals.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I only have like one other ritual that I want to talk about. So
I have a couple more.
okay.
If
Well,
that's cool.
yeah, I want to talk about the man in the fields ritual. So, the man in the fields ritual is basically if you succeed, there's like different tiers of success in doing it, and I'll get into that later, but the faster you do it, the better reward comes out of the ritual. And it is like basically 100% fake. So before anyone is like, that's fake, that's not fucking real. I know that, but I want to talk about it. So basically, you have to have either a big backyard or be like in the countryside and have like a farm or something like that, like a really big area like that, and you have to say a chant like 7 times or something. There was something else you had to do in your yard. I don't remember. Like maybe like bury something or something like that. But you say this chant 7 times, and then everything in your house is going to basically open, which that could be anything that has a top on it, a cap, a window, books, drawers, fucking water bottles, like literally anything that can possibly open, doors, anything that can open, you have to close. And if you manage to close everything within if you haven't, say you have to start this at 9, and you can't start it any sooner than that, or else you won't get the rewards. And it stops at 12, and if you fail to do it, the man in the fields kills you, which is why it's called the man in the fields ritual. And basically, you have to close all these things, everything in your house. The real difficulty is remembering everything that can open. So if you do that within like say you finished it at 11:30, you would only get the tier 1 reward, which would be like, I think it's like, yeah, I remember. You get physical safety if you complete it within, not that good of a time. When by physical safety, that means like perfect health, you don't get injured or anything like that. If you do it within 2 hours, you get physical and financial safety, which means you'll like have the physical safety thing and also like win the lottery or some shit, like something like that. And then if you do it within 1 hour, you get physical safety and financial safety and one tangible thing that you want, like anything. How you like receive it, I don't remember. I don't know if they specified, but yeah, basically you get everything if you do it quickly. And the thing is, you lose your money at the end of a year. You lose everything at the end of the year, and not the tangible thing you wanted. You don't lose that, but you lose you lose your money and physical safety at the end of the year. So if you're, say you won the lottery, I guess at the end of the year you'd have to prepare to like lose everything. So it wouldn't be wise to like buy a mansion or something, because you wouldn't be able to pay it off at the end of the year. Like you'd be kind of screwed. So yeah, that's basically the whole ritual. And like what
Honestly, in regards to that, you could beat that very easily with some clever planning. Like, say you buy one of those houses made out of a shipping container or something, or you just like live in a trailer and you have 3 windows and you board them up so they can't open, so you don't have to worry about closing them. Board all your windows up, and then take your fridge out, take your cabinets off, and then the only thing that you pretty much, I guess, you block your vents off because those would close. That'd be something that you get confused. Pretty much just go through and take out the majority of the shit that could open or close, and maybe have like 3 things that could just open or close, and then you can do that like pretty much instantly.
that would be
like, that was not hard at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that
But if you
want to
did it without preparing, you'd be fucked.
It's impossible. There's no way you could remember every single thing in your house that opens. There's just no way. Unless your house is like really empty for some reason.
Even then, I mean, I'm sure you'd be forgetting something.
Yeah, for sure. But like, yeah, if you just prepared for this and you got a house with a big backyard, you know, countryside or something like that, and you literally just like made it so that nothing could open, I guess that's just like a loophole. Like, I don't think anything would be able to stop you from getting the best 1 hour, you know, reward for that.
So where did you find this at?
I don't even remember.
It might have been cases of people saying that they did it.
Not that I know of. I genuinely don't even remember where I heard this. I think it was on YouTube. Just someone was like talking about rituals, and like that's where I heard it. It's not real. Like, I'm 90% sure, but like I thought it was interesting enough to talk about.
It sounds like something out of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
It kind of does,
like,
yeah.
Type shit. Yeah. I feel like that'd be easy to beat if you planned.
If you plan, it'll take quite a bit of planning though. You'd have to literally buy an entire place. So, but I guess you could say it's worth it to win the lottery for a year, or just get rich for a year. You could do a lot within a year. So,
I mean, if you lose everything though, it's kind of like pointless. Because I guess what, you'd be able to live a life of luxury for a year.
Yeah.
And is it better to be able to live like you're dying for a year and then get it stripped away from you, and then having a taste for that and never being able to
that is true
again? I mean,
that is true.
Honestly, that kind of sounds like a curse.
Yeah. Taking everything away. I mean, you don't lose the one tangible thing you can get if you do it in the best time, though. You don't lose that. So I guess it's something's valuable.
Realistically, what could you get
that's that valuable?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you got something that was really, really valuable to you, maybe. But I don't know what.
It's kind of like a classic monkey fall situation. You're gonna get what you want, but it's absolutely gonna fuck you in the end. And that's why rituals that are games sound like a horrible idea, because if you're going to be doing something, you want to be able to set the rules. You want to be able to, you want to be able to play the room and like do the fucking deals. You want to be able to control the situation. If someone else is controlling the situation and it's something like that, you kind of lost right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Like, you pretty much shot yourself in the foot, because it's probably gonna get twisted on you, and I don't know. I don't see any way that could go well for someone.
Yeah. I mean, usually those, like, do you remember, what's it called? The Midnight Man or the Midnight Game? You have to, like, knock on your front door, and, like, with a candle. I don't even remember. You have to, like, sign something with your blood or something. Do you remember that at all? From years ago?
I've heard of it, but I can't remember anything about it at all.
It's kind of stupid. You have to I think the idea of it was you do it whatever whatever you have to do to summon the Midnight Man, which is like just some entity. I don't know what he is or what, but you have to evade him for like an hour in your house or something. And like I don't know I don't even think you get anything if you succeed. I think it's literally just like a game. Like you just have to evade him, see if you survive for an hour. But I don't see how you would do that because it's literally in your house that this takes place in. So how would you possibly survive? It just doesn't make any sense. People made games about it, like video games, like as like a tribute to that game. It was pretty big
Yeah,
like
I
a few
wonder
years
if
back.
anyone. That's one thing about where you can call them urban myth type of situations where people you never hear people actually doing it. I feel like,
Yeah, right. I gotta look that up.
and with as much information at our fingertips, you would think you'd be able to easily figure out, uh, you know, if there's any validity to it at all. But instead, people just like constant bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when you type in the Midnight Game, there's like constant videos on YouTube, like everywhere, just like the Midnight Game 3 a.m. challenge, and like just all these
3
videos.
a.m.
Apparently, they made a video.
podcasting at 3 a.m.
Yes. Apparently, they made a movie about this.
You know what? I heard about that actually. Now I think about it. Is it relatively new?
Uh, I don't know. Let me see. It's 2018.
Nah. I was gonna say 2019. So yeah, I think I remember that. What?
I
the
don't. I
fuck?
actually didn't even know that was like a movie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this so the listeners can maybe resonate with it. So the date is, what's today's date?
The second? No, the third.
September 3rd, and the moon is nowhere to fucking be found. It's just gone. Like,
Yeah.
there's no moon in the sky.
Okay. This is off topic for a second, but yeah. So he told me he couldn't find the moon, and I was like, okay, well, clear. It's probably just behind something or something you can't see over. And then I looked for it, and I can literally see like not my whole sky, but I can see almost the whole sky in every direction from my front and back window because my front window is curved, so I can see more out than like most people can. And I didn't see it in the front or the back of my house or the side. I have a little side window. I didn't see it there either. So that was
Yeah,
weird.
I mean,
I don't know
I
what was
was
up with that.
walking around the entire street, up and down, to different parts, just trying to find the fucking moon, and I couldn't catch a glimpse of it anywhere at all, even period, like, even a little, like,
Yeah,
it's just fucking gone.
that's really
I don't
weird.
know where the sky is.
I'm probably
I
gonna
don't know
look
where the
that
fucking
up.
moon is.
I'm probably gonna look up like can't see the moon or something like that and see like what comes up. Maybe it's like a normal phenomenon, I don't know. And I also want to mention before anyone comments this, there's no clouds at all. At least not near me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of clouds, but clouds like this, I've never seen it block out the moon. The moon usually shines through them.
Right.
Like, at least the clouds would be illuminated, that have some sort of glow to them, and none of
Right,
them
yeah.
do. So
That's true.
And I've never had any problem looking at the moon. So, I'm getting chills like a motherfucker talking about it. It
Yeah,
is a
that's
little, like, there's
really
a breeze
strange.
going on, but, yeah, moon is gone. Yeah, next thing I was going to talk about was Three Kings. I'm sure you may remember a little bit about it.
Yeah, not all of it, but I
But,
remember you talking about it.
essentially, it's this thing where you're supposed to. It's something that you can't do by yourself. You're supposed to put two mirrors in your like right outside your peripheral, so you can kind of see the like at the corner of your eyes. You're supposed to stare straight forward. Put a fan to your back and put a be holding a candle, and essentially you're supposed to ask questions, and you obviously you do it at a certain time. I'm sure it's fucking 3 a.m. because that's with everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're supposed to ask questions, and it's supposed to kind of be like the motif of the king, the Joker, the queen. And I've heard both of the things are fucking rude to you, pretty much.
You said they're rude?
Yeah, so I don't know. But essentially, you have someone, you're supposed to be in like a basement area, and then it's supposed to be like if the person isn't called in 2 hours, you go down and check on them or something like that. And it's supposed to be like if you look at one of the mirrors, you're supposed to leave the house for for like 12 hours or something like that. And essentially, you just ask the mirrors questions. So
Are
it's
they
like
like
playing with different dimensions, I guess.
okay?
And I guess it's supposed to be like it runs through the candle. So I guess the reason that you have the fan is in case you pass out or fall down or something, the fan will blow out the candle behind you. Like it'll
Okay.
blow the candle out. I was never able to find anyone that played it or, did anything with it. I've heard a couple different renditions of the story. Truthfully, it's not something that I would ever do because it sounds
Yeah.
anything with a bunch of rules. Like I said before, if you can't control the situation, then you're probably better off not doing it.
Not doing it. Yeah. So what kind of
As soon as you
questions?
give up control, you're fucked. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess anything. And
But
it's
so
supposed to be like the Joker, the Queen, and the King. I guess you're supposed to be, and one person will lie to you, and the other person will tell the truth. And it's kind of like you just ask them for advice. You ask them any question. So it's kind of like it kind of has no benefit because you're gonna get two different answers no matter what. So either way, like one of them is probably trying to mislead you, or both of them, you know. So I mean, it's one of the weird things. I've always had a fear of mirrors.
yeah.
Because like the uncanny valley effect with it. And, I think one thing I hate about mirrors is the thought of looking in a mirror and seeing something that was not there before.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why I hate mirrors and always have, is staring intently in a mirror and then all of a sudden your reflection moves in a way that you didn't.
Yeah.
Just like the ideas of that, or
That creeps
seeing
me the
something
fuck out.
seeing something out of the corner of your eye. I mean, like things like that, are they're not on my list that I want to deal with. List of things I want to fuck around and deal with.
Yeah, that idea is like just terrifying to me. It's a very subtle, like small thing, but its implications are fucking terrifying, to be honest.
Yes, I don't know. Maybe you could look up the Three Kings just to see if I missed anything.
I'll look it up.
It's been a while. And it does suck because I haven't been able to find anyone that did it. And here's the thing, with the way that technology is, you would think that one person would have did it and had a recorder set up and had a camera pointed towards someone's back or something, where you could see the mirrors. You know, like.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, and
That's
this
the
isn't
thing.
something. This isn't something that was around back in like olden times, because they're talking about having an electric fan, which that didn't exist back then. So
Yeah, I mean, it could be like, it could come from something else and just be like something that evolved, like Bloody Mary. I really am not sure.
yeah, I mean, it seems like you pretty much described it right.
Can you see if anyone actually did it?
I'll see.
I mean, for me, like personally, just the thought is something takes a bunch of setup, and then it's saying that you have to do it alone and lock yourself away. Like instantly, that's a red flag.
Yeah,
Like
I don't like shit like that.
if you had to follow, I think with everything, I mean, there's guidelines and there's shit that you're supposed to do, and a lot of things you're supposed to follow to a T just because you want results.
Yeah,
But there's a big difference between not doing the right results and something just not working. Like, that's fine. But not doing the right results and it adversely affect either your health, your psyche, or, you know, like, just be a terrifying experience. I mean, to me, that's kind of where I would draw a line and be like, what's the point? Like, what do I stand to gain from this? Because if I don't do it completely right, which, you know, there's a good chance.
yeah. Especially with so
if
many
you do
rules.
something for the first time. Yeah, it's like, I just don't see the point in doing it. I have no interest in doing it. I have absolutely no interest in doing it. And,
Yeah.
I would probably instantly look at the mirrors and be like, you know, square up. Like, I know that's what I would do. That's like a big reason why I would never do it, because I would almost instantly be like, look straight at it.
So I found someone on No Sleep saying,
like,
you're breaking
you know,
up a little.
Cause it's. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think you're fine now.
Okay. I mean, the problem with things like this is it plays on curiosity, and what I've always fucking struggled with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're into, you know, nature and shit like that, you have to have a healthy dose of curiosity.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not curious, you're probably not going to get into any of that stuff anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So things that play on that just seem like they're not that cool.
Yeah. So I sent you some guy who said on No Sleep who supposedly did it and had results, but you know, he could be just, you know, saying shit, but who knows.
Did you read it as well?
I didn't read all of it because it's kind of long, but I read some of it.
Yeah, I'm skimming like towards the end. So let me just read this. Trying to sit there. I sat there trying not to be freaked out by the feeling of openness when I started seeing movement in the mirrors on both sides of me. They moved even when I didn't, and when I shielded my eyes from the candle, trying to eliminate the glow in my face, they still moved. At this point, I began to get really nervous and focused really hard, trying to make sense of things I was seeing in my peripheral and fighting the urge to just look. I mean, that'd be a big problem, you know, in my mind.
Yeah, it probably would be. Yeah. Also, that's a little scary. Something in the corner of your eye moving and you can't look at it to see what it is. That's kind of freaky.
And then, yeah, who am I talking to? Someone who knows. Yourself. I mean, the thing is, it could just be, I think it's an interdimensional thing. You know, obviously, if I was a wagering man, I would say that it's not real.
Yeah. I mean, same probably.
But out of most of the ones that we've talked to, this one has it's more believable than something like the Midnight Game or shit like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely more believable than those.
Yeah, did you just keep reading this, dude? Because it's pretty crazy as it goes along. I heard some murmuring coming from both sides, both talking over each other, and I couldn't make out anything except why you're here, or something like that. I mean, if you start hearing shit around the room, I mean, that's probably when I'd be like,
I'd be like, yeah, no,
blow
don't
the
do
candle
this.
out, run up the stairs.
Yeah, dude, like fuck that.
One thing I was gonna talk about is just it kind of goes along with what I was talking about before, but like just in movies and different things like Candyman, for instance. Candyman is a pretty big horror movie, that's like recognizable. And that is pretty much like playing on the Bloody Mary. You're supposed to say his name in a mirror 3 times, and
Is that what that movie's about?
yeah, everyone knows the guy with the hook and the beast. Like it's a pretty iconic movie, and I think they just made a remake of it, or they're in the process of making a remake.
Oh
of
yeah,
it.
it's out. It like just came out. I've heard about it. I didn't hear if it was good or bad, but I heard about it.
Yeah, you look at like the Hellraiser franchise, the box. I don't know what the box is called that they use. But like a box that they play, they play a Rubik's Cube and then opens up a dimension. Yeah, well, that's like that's about as ritualistic as it gets.
So is Candyman an already existing thing?
No, it's just a movie. It's just a movie.
Okay.
Cause like it's based off of like I don't know if it was a book first or if it just was made as a movie. I really don't know, so I'm not gonna speak on that. Yeah, like Hellraiser, obviously those you play the box and then you fucking open something. I mean, there's so many different movies that it just kind of goes and says rituals and things of that nature are pretty much commonplace in society, whether you realize it or not. They're right in your face. There's stuff that you do, like, I don't know, probably on a regular basis. Even things like people have personal rituals that, have nothing to do with religion, have nothing to do with any of this, but it's like, just personal things. Like a workout routine could be, something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like shit like that. It's shit that it's kind of crazy. It's like commonplace in society, and I guess it always has been.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, people don't want to label stuff as a quote-unquote ritual because that sounds scary to people. So just like people don't want to label certain groups cults when they technically are cults, but they don't want to call them that because that has...
Isn't pretty much fucking everything a cult, if you think about it?
A lot of stuff is you could consider a cult.
Yeah.
But people don't like that word. I kind of genuinely don't really like it either. I kind of understand it.
And here's the thing too, it's always associated with something negative.
For sure,
If you point it out to what it is, a lot of things that are very positive things could be considered a cult. It doesn't have to be something negative.
Exactly.
Like people instantly try and paint it like it's like horrible and just something completely negative, and I'd say it's rarely the case.
Yeah.
It does a disservice to a lot of things. It's like, it's almost like the Nazis using a swastika. Like now the swastika is a symbol of hate, even though so many different cultures have used it.
Yeah,
and it means, positive things in a lot of different cultures, and even in like Christianity has used it in certain things. So one group using something in a negative light will ruin all the positive ways to look at it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. That's a good example of
Exactly.
the swastika. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that shit's like it kind of goes to show you it's really easy to darken something,
Especially
but
over
it's a lot
time.
harder to bring. Yeah, it's a lot harder to bring the light out of it. You know,
Yeah.
because dark is just the absence of light. So when you take light away, it's hard to put it back. You know, you could even say it like an example of negativity just like overshadows positivity.
Yeah, it does.
Because it's almost like trust. Once you break trust, you can break trust and break trust and break trust. But once you do that, it's very hard to get it back. And
Yeah.
it's hard to keep trust, and it's hard to do the right thing continuously. And then when you do fuck up and do the wrong thing, like, it's hard to show that you can do the right thing again. And doing right is a lot harder than doing wrong, honestly. I think most people could agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, most likely.
You know, it's kind of fucking unfortunate, and it really goes along with other things. I don't know if we're just naturally deceitful creatures, or you know, I really don't have the answer to that. It's pretty
I mean,
unfortunate.
I don't know. I think like the media is just a big part of that.
It's a lot easier to take than it is to give, and you know that is
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. Yeah.
Well, guys, this is Lucid Rain. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.